I have created so many different point guard and center builds in NBA 2K25, but one thing that I haven't done is created a build that can play both the point guard and the center position at the same time. And man, oh man, am I telling you, this is hands down the funnest build that I've created in NBA 2K25 all year long. I had to get pretty creative with this build. Creating it at 6'8" is definitely not the meta in NBA 2K25. So if you want to be able to dominate just like me, I really need you guys to pay attention to this whole video. That way you can really understand what you need to do. I promise I'm not trying to waste your guys' time at all, but some of the tips that I'm going to give you are going to be crucial for this build. Now, before we get started, if this video helps you out in any way at all, please take a second to hit that like button. I really do enjoy making these videos, but they take a lot of time to make. So hitting that like button is very much appreciated. Now, if you're new and you want to see more build tutorial videos just like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Everybody knows that the 7-foot centers are the wave this year. I have created several different 7-foot center builds myself, including my 7-foot Superman build. I'll leave a link to the build tutorial video on that in the description. Now, we're going to jump right into this. Position, like I said, center with the 6'8" height. I went with 270 on the weight and a 7'4" wingspan. Now, we're going to start off with the physicals. On the vertical, I went with an 85. You don't want to go any lower than this, especially considering that you're 6'8". You're going to need this to help you get those rebounds. Moving on to the strength. If you watch my 6'9" video, you know I went with the 89 strength on that build. But on this build, we went with a 93 strength, and we're going to add a +3 cap breaker to this category to get a 96 strength, unlocking Legend Box Out Beast. To go along with that, you're also going to get Hall of Fame brick wall. And to make things even better, once we upgrade our ball handle, we're going to get strong handle on Legend. Having this badge at the center position is extremely overpowered. Definitely one of the funnest badges on the build. Moving on to the agility, I went with the 70 agility on this build. Moving on to the speed, I went with the 74 speed. Trust me, I wish I could max both of these out, but being matched up against those 7-footers, this is all you're gonna need. Now, the defensive rebound. This is the most important part of this build. I went with a 94, utilizing +5 cap breakers to this category to get a 99 defensive rebound along with Legend Rebound Chaser. You need to have this, especially against those 7-foot centers with a 99 offensive rebound. And if you're wondering how the build competes with rebounding, just stay tuned. We're going to talk about that later in the video. Now, moving on to the block, I went with the 91 block, using +2 cap breakers in this category to get a 93 block. You're going to need a 93 to get that gold paint patroller badge once we take our interior defense up to a 77. So for all of you guys that are thinking that there's no way that this build is going to be able to get stops against those toxic 7-foot inside centers, I'm going to explain something to you guys. Now, this is going to be crucial for this build. Like I said, we're going to take our interior defense up to a 77. This is going to give us bronze post lockdown along with gold paint patroller. Like I said, I already have a 93 block using 2 cap breakers. And not only that, as you can see, since I'm 6'8", Paint Patroller is a tier 2 badge. So using my tier 2 badge perk, I can get this badge on Hall of Fame. Now, this is going to be the most important thing that I can tell you about this build. So if you're listening to this video instead of skipping through it, you're going to get some really important information just like this. Even with that Hall of Fame Paint Patroller and that Hall of Fame High Flying Denier, I was definitely getting bullied in the paint sometimes. So this is an absolute must on this build. You have to rock one of the Rim Guardian takeovers. I'm using the Commander, which gives me a +7 to my block, my interior defense, and my defensive rebound. Like I said earlier in the video, I created several different 7-foot center builds. Now, granted, I've never tried any of the Rim Guardian takeovers on those builds, but I'm getting more blocks on this build using this takeover than I was on my 7-foot centers. If you read the takeover's ability, it boosts ability to defend around the basket and in the post. A lot of times people think that they can force it on me because I'm 6'8", but with this takeover, they quickly learn that they're gonna have to utilize some skill to get a bucket. The build gets Hall of Fame pogo stick as well, so when they catch me jumping, I can quickly jump right back up to get a block. And not only that, with that pretty decent speed and agility, I'm able to maneuver around the court just enough to get some nasty chase down blocks, just like LeBron James in his prime.
Attack, here he goes all the way. Blocked by James! LeBron does it again! Guarding the paint!
When I first created this build, this was one of the things that I was mostly worried about, was being able to get stops at the rim, considering that I'm 6'8". And I'm not gonna lie, I was right. It was a problem until I equipped this takeover, and it made a huge difference. It's almost like this takeover gives you the ability to unlock block animations that you don't normally get. There are definitely times where I get some blocks that are pretty questionable. Now, obviously, you're gonna get scored on still from time to time, but that's okay, because what we're gonna do with this build is gonna make a huge difference on the other end. Now, moving forward, I have a 60 steal to get that bronze interceptor badge. That way we're able to play those lanes a little bit. Now, we're gonna move on to my very favorite part of this build, the playmaking. To start off, I went with an 87 passing accuracy, unlocking that LeBron James pass style along with gold break starter. That way we're able to pass the ball up court on those fast breaks. I took my ball handle all the way up to an 81. And in my opinion, without this, the build wouldn't be as overpowered. Unlocking that silver handles for days, along with legend strong handle and silver unpluckable. To go along with that, I also get bronze ankle assassin. The 81 ball handle also gives me some of the best dribble animations that you can get for those taller guards. The Zach LaVine step back, the Tyrese Halliburton hesitation. I'm going to give you guys my dribble animations later in this video. I went with the 70 speed with ball. The 68 gets you bronze lightning launch along with the Zion Williamson dribble style. But with that 70, I was able to unlock that pro dribble style. Obviously, we're going to max out our 3-point shot all the way up to a 78. Unfortunately, we don't get that 83 for bronze limitless. Now, you need at least an 85 mid-range. This is extremely important. You have to have this for silver deadeye, but not only that, you need an 85 to get the jump shot that I'm going to give you in this video. This is also a must. You need to use your tier 1 badge perk to get that set shot specialist badge on gold. Another bonus about this build, since I'm 6'8", I get access to some of the jump shots that the guards are using. Now, last but definitely not least, we're gonna go with an 89 driving dunk, unlocking the 1 foot and the 2 foot moving contact dunks. And as I'm sure you guys could tell from those clips at the beginning of the video, this is definitely gonna be worth it. Especially if you can learn how to use the meter like I do, making it extremely easy to finish at the rim. Giving you silver posterizer and Hall of Fame aerial wizard as well. Now there's so much that I want to talk about with this build, and I'm going to try to keep things simple, but for now, I'm going to show you a couple of different things that you can do. Obviously, you can go with the 64 post control to get bronze post powerhouse, along with bronze post fade phenom. Now, I highly recommend, make sure you get at least a 70 driving layup to get that bronze physical finisher badge. This is going to help you when you get knocked into those layup animations. And then you can go with the 61 post control just to get that bronze post fade phenom. Or you can add those points to your free throw. You can do whatever you want, but if it was me, I would go for that bronze post fade phenom badge. Now, I know there's going to be a couple of things that people are going to be a little bit skeptical of. The low offensive rebound, the low perimeter defense. The defensive rebound, if you're able to secure those rebounds against those 7-foot centers. But I want you guys to really think about this. Like I said earlier in the video, this is the funnest build that I've played on all year long. When I said that, I meant it. And that being said, it doesn't even matter if it can compete in these situations or not, because at the end of the day, I'm having a lot more fun than I ever have on this game. But that being said, you can't have fun without competing. And this build is definitely going to be able to compete, and it may just become the new meta in NBA 2K25. As you can see, you have built a 3-level scoring point center, something that you've probably never seen before, making this build extremely unique and probably one of a kind. Now, like I said, just in case you haven't watched my 6'9" build tutorial video yet, I'm going to give you guys all of my animations for this build. Really quick, I'm going to jump into the attributes. Like I said, I use +3 to my strength to get that 96 strength, +5 to my defensive rebound to get that on 99, and +2 to get that 93 block. Another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind, I haven't even hit Veteran 2 yet. When I do, I can try to modify this build to get a 96 driving dunk. On this build, I could go for that 93 driving dunk, or I can add +5 to my ball handle to get an 86, unlocking Silver Ankle Assassin. This is what my tier 1 badge layout's looking like. Obviously the key badges, Legend Rebound Chaser, along with Legend Strong Handle, along with Silver Posterizer. My tier 2 badges, we got Hall of Fame Aerial Wizard, Brick Wall, Hall of Fame High Flying Denier, Paint Patroller, and Pogo Stick, along with Legend Box Out Beast and Gold Dimer. I'm using my Max +1 on Set Shot Specialist and Paint Patroller. Both of these are a must. You can try High Flying Denier on Legend if you want, but in my opinion, Paint Patroller is definitely a better badge. Now, I already talked about all of my animations in my 6'9" build video. A couple of things might have changed, like the dribble style on this build is pro, so if you want my animations, you can pause the video. Like I said in my last video as well, I got this jump shot from another YouTuber. But I'm telling you guys right now, at the 6'8" position, having this fast jump shot with that Zach LaVine step back combined is a deadly combination, especially against those 7-foot centers that have no perimeter. Now, I'm only going to talk about the important dunk packages that you need to equip. Obviously, the 1-foot and the 2-foot moving pro contact dunks. This is why we went with that 89 driving dunk. I also have the Devin Booker. I just equipped this. I have LeBron James and Tracy McGrady. I have on Scottie Pippen as well. You can put on Michael Jordan if you want, but I find that sometimes I get some animations that get blocked with that package. Make sure that you equip the Pro and Elite alley-oop packages along with the contact alley-oops, of course. I can't wait till I hit Veteran 2 to see if I can modify this build to get that 96 driving dunk. I can only imagine how toxic that's going to be on this build. Now, like I said, there's so many different things that I want to talk about with this build, but I don't want to waste your guys' time. I know this video is already long, so I'm going to show you guys one of the most important things and my favorite thing about this build. As you can see right here, I get the defensive rebound, but I immediately turn the ball over. A mistake that I see centers make all the time. So instead, this is what we're going to do with this build. Utilizing that 70 speed with the ball, we're going to bring the ball up court and just make the right decision every single time. When you fly for those defensive rebounds with that high vertical, utilizing that speed with the ball to bring the ball up court, you're going to have plenty of different options to get a bucket. You can pull up from 3, and of course, utilizing that 89 driving dunk after you master the meter, you're going to be able to find those openings and attack the rim. And of course, once the defense catches on to this, they're going to start to help. So you got that 87 passing accuracy with that LeBron James pass style to find the open man. There's so many times I see centers getting the defensive rebound and immediately throwing a turnover, but with this build, I'm able to bring the ball up court and facilitate every single time. During these fast breaks is when the defense is going to be out of position, which makes this the easiest time for your team to get a bucket, so it's always important for you to make the right decision as a big man. Especially on these fast breaks, as you can see, I'm snagging these defensive rebounds. The defense usually doesn't expect this, but I run straight to the corner and you already know, it's buttery, man. So if they don't step up, I'm able to knock down the 3, and if they do, I'm able to drive right past them for an easy dunk with that 89 driving dunk. As you can see right here, that 60 steal paying off, getting that lane steal, utilizing that pro dribble style, I'm able to get around the defense and finish at the rim. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm able to do this time and time again. There's obviously going to be other ways I can create buckets as well. You guys already seen the clips with the Zach LaVine step back. Going to that fade with that bronze shifty shooter badge is going to be just enough. Like I said, you guys seen the clips at the beginning of the video. You're going to be able to knock them down. Just make sure you put on that Pro 2 dribble pull-up, especially if you want to use those fadeaways. But as you can see, I'm snagging these defensive rebounds and doing this every single time, bringing the ball up court and finding the open man once again. I could show you clip after clip of me doing this, but instead, we're going to move forward and we're going to talk about the rebounding on this build, something that I was really worried about when I created it. And I'm telling you guys right now, with this build, you're definitely going to be fine with the rebounding, and I'm going to explain why. Not only do you have the 96 strength so you can box people out just like this, I'm getting nasty offensive putback dunks thanks to that 89 driving dunk, which is also considered a rebound. And the crazy thing is, I only have a 59 offensive rebound. I honestly wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to do this, but with that Legend Rebound Chaser badge, my build definitely is capable of doing it. Especially when I get these wide open lanes against these slower centers. Another thing that's really important when it comes to rebounding is positioning. And whenever you're able to create buckets for yourself, especially from the perimeter, it's gonna put the center on the other team out of position. They're gonna have to step up and guard you, and if they don't, you're going to be able to knock it down. They got to stay connected to you, especially because you have a fast jump shot and they have no perimeter defense. And on top of that, they're not the fastest players on the court either. So with that being said, as long as your teammates are feeding you when you're open, instead of forcing it when the center's helping in the paint, as long as you're able to knock it down, in theory, this is going to lead to the center on the other team getting less rebounds. Now, obviously, this probably wouldn't work against a 2-3 zone, but like I said, I play every single game with rec randoms, so it's not very often that I see those zone matchups. Now, check out this nasty screen. Like I said, we got Hall of Fame brick wall on this build. That's going to help you with those pick and pop and those pick and roll situations, creating mismatches for the defense, giving you an opportunity to score an easy bucket. Don't forget that 70 driving layup is going to be really important, especially for situations like this when you get knocked out of those dunk animations. Now, like I said earlier in the video, this is the funnest build I've created all year long. And that being said, I'm most likely going to be dropping a lot more videos on this build. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, please, like I said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new. Turn on those post notifications, especially if I decide to modify this build in any way. I will be updating you guys. You don't want to miss out on this once I hit veteran 2. If you watch the video all the way through, I really do appreciate it. Please let me know what you think of this build in the comments. And before you leave, like I said, don't forget to hit that like button for me. I really do appreciate it. If you like this build, don't forget to check the description for my other build tutorial videos. I appreciate every last one of you guys, and until next time, I'm out.